Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to week two. I decided that for this combined lesson 7 and 8, that I was going to modify it a bit because it was super long before. And I know that you guys are doing assignments every single day. And I just wanted to kind of cut it down just a little bit for today's assignment. I didn't want to overwhelm anybody. So the assignment was originally linked in here just in case anybody saw it by chance, but this is the assignment as it stands now, and you're going to find it in lesson 8. There is not an assignment for lesson 7. There is just a survey, okay? So for lesson 8, you can do the profit questions, which are 1A, B, C, and D, and then this question number 2. So I'm going to bring you over here. I actually deleted a lot of stuff from this assignment. So originally up here, I was going to explain some graphing and stuff, and I just feel like that's going to be a ton of work for you, and you've already been doing so well, and it's been a lot of work. And most of you were working this weekend on your videos that were assigned on Friday, and I just didn't want to overwhelm you. So we're going to talk a little bit about how profit is calculated for 1A, B, C, and D, and I'm going to walk you through that. So I've actually decided to do 1A with you. So if I have revenues of $50,000 and costs of $25,000, what is my profit if my operating expenses are $10,000? So when we're thinking about profit, there's two formulas we can use. Do I need to see both of them? No. You can use whichever one is better for you, whichever one is easier for you. I will be honest that I tend to lean towards this formula of profit equals revenues minus costs minus expenses. But if you lean towards profit equals revenues minus brackets cost plus expensive and brackets, it is completely up to you, okay? I have included here both calculations. So let me talk about how I got these numbers. So profit equals $50,000 because that's our revenues, okay? Minus 25,000 because that's our costs, minus 10,000 because that's our operating expenses. And that calculated is $15,000. So our profits at the end of the day for this business is $15,000. The exact same thing when we're thinking about this formula. So I have 50,000, which is my revenues, 25,000, which is my costs, and 10,000, which is my expenses. Okay, so 25,000 plus 10,000 is 35,000. 50 minus 35,000 is $15,000. And that's how you would calculate each of those. But if you watch this video, I've already calculated the first one for you. So you only have to do B, C, and D. And then number 2 says video or another creative tool. You do not have to do a video. You either choose to do a quick video or you create a poster or Canva or PowerPoint or however you want to present this information. It's whatever you feel more comfortable with, okay? So create a video or use another creative method to answer the following question. Describe a consumer need or want and then explain how different businesses try to fulfill this need, want in different ways. So comparing them. Example, the need for food is fulfilled through restaurants, grocery stores, food banks, hunting providers, etc. So let's talk about this for a little bit. I don't want to just leave you with that because you simply answering a question like that wouldn't give you full marks. So how would you go about answering something like that? Well, the need for food, how is it filled through restaurants? Well, we can go to the restaurant when we're hungry and we can order the food that we want for the day, and the waiter or waitress or manager or person working at the restaurant is going to provide that food for us. And then we're going to sit down, eat, and check. We have provided ourselves with food through the restaurant. The restaurant has given us that. The restaurant has provided us with food. In the same way, grocery stores. When we go out shopping for our weekly groceries, we fill up our cart, we check out, but it was the grocery store that held all those groceries that we just bought. So it was the grocery store's ability to provide for our need for food, okay? So think about that though. Right there, there's a big difference because a restaurant is really it's more of a want because our needs are to go to the grocery store and get food so that we can come home and cook for them, cook for ourselves. So that is filling our need our need to live. We need food for energy, right? But when we go to the restaurant and we're paying for that food, it's more of a want. I feel like having some Italian. I'm headed towards Frankie Tomatoes. I think that's actually closed now, but you get my drift. Oh, I want some Chinese food. I think we're going to go to Mandarin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so we're thinking about how those um, businesses are filling our needs, right? And our wants. And food banks is definitely a need. Okay. We need to eat. And if we don't have the sources to provide ourselves with food by going to the grocery store and purchasing our food, we're going to visit a food bank. And a food bank is a place that people acquire food that are on low income budgets. And I will definitely say the need for food banks have risen over the years. There are more established. There are many actually in the Durham region, and it's something that families have to sometimes access because they don't have the ability to provide themselves for food. It could be an interim thing, so for a short period of time, or it can be a consistent monthly thing that they are going to visit and obtain food from. Okay, so that is definitely filling a need for us to have that food so that we can survive, right? Hunting providers, etc. So again, you're going to explore these things. You're going to talk about them. Now, obviously, you can't use food because that was the example in the question, but think of a different want or need and discover how businesses help us fulfill those needs and those wants. And remember to think of different businesses for every need and want. Okay. So where I would start is I would start with the need. So think about our need and be like, okay, yeah, I can see this, and then build from there. I don't want to give up too many more examples because then you won't be able to use them. But I always start with the need and then I go, okay, this was the need. What is the want of it? And you can think of that assignment where you had that graph. You're looking for inspiration, go back to that graph. I think it was lesson 1 when we listed our needs and how they become wants. And think about that and think about the different businesses that could help serve those needs and wants in that graph example that you made. You only need to pick one area. So like food is one area. It's one subject, okay? Don't pick too many. And then your video is no more than 2 to 3 minutes. So really quick, just tell me about how those businesses serves our needs slash wants. Or you can create a PowerPoint, you can create a Canva, you can create a poster, a Word document with images and text, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Okay, guys? So I've decided to cut this down because I found the original assignment quite lengthy. Again, if you want to use the Dropbox, just click on assignment 2, one economic basics Dropbox right now, and just click it in there and submit. Okay. If you're having trouble sending me a video and you choose to use a video, you can send it to me on Etsy, you can send it to me on Teams, you can email it to me, whatever way. You can share it through a Dropbox link, as in Microsoft Dropbox. Anything that you want to get it to me is quite fine. Okay. Have a great Monday, and take care of yourselves.